So let's just jump right in. Do you ever feel like you're just reacting to life? Bouncing from one stressful thought to the next, completely at the mercy of every single email, every comment, every emotion that just pops into your head? Well, today, we're going to break down a really powerful framework to change all that, and not by just thinking differently, but by doing differently. It's time to build your own rule set for life.
I mean, really think about it for a second. Is your mood, your focus, your whole sense of self basically dictated by the daily ups and downs? Because if it is, you're living like a wave. Sure, it's powerful in the moment, but it's also temporary and it's completely controlled by outside forces. But what if you could be something else entirely?
And this right here is the whole game. The contrast between the wave and the ocean. See, you are not that temporary wave of anger or anxiety. You are the ocean, that deep, calm, core self that can just watch the waves without becoming them. The whole goal here is to shift your identity from that reactive wave to the steady, stable ocean. So let's get into how we actually do it.
Okay, so it all starts inside. Pillar number 1 is all about building the skills to manage what's going on in your own head. Look, you can't control the outer world if you can't first just observe and manage your inner world without being completely controlled by it.
So how do you do it? It's actually a pretty simple daily practice. First, you start with a 5-minute observer check-in. All you do is notice your thoughts and kind of label them as seen, instead of getting tangled up in them as me. Second, you arm yourself with a trigger phrase for when things get stressful. And third, at the end of the day, you just review your reactions, not with judgment, but with genuine curiosity.
And this phrase, this is so powerful. When you feel that surge of anger or stress coming on, just silently saying to yourself, this is a wave, not the ocean. Wow, it creates just enough space between the feeling and your reaction. It's like a pause button for your reactive mind, and it gives your core self, the ocean, a split second to actually choose how to respond.
And to really build that observer muscle, you need structured stillness. Now, this isn't about relaxation or chilling out. It's about training your attention. We're talking 10 minutes a day. Put it on the calendar. Make it non-negotiable. This is your gym time for your mind. It's where you practice watching those waves of thought and feeling without getting totally swept away.
So, once you have that foundation of inner calm, we can move on to Pillar 2. Once you can observe your inner world, you can actually start proactively building a new identity. And here's the secret sauce. You don't think your way into a new you have to act your way into it.
See, the big mind shift here is that your identity follows your behavior, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel like a calm leader before you act. No way. You become a calm leader by doing the things a calm leader does, like taking intentional breathing breaks or refusing to send an email when you're emotionally charged. Every single action you take is like casting a vote for the person you want to become.
And here's your exact game plan. It's simple. 1. Pick one identity you want to upgrade. 2. Define 3 specific visible behaviors that person would do. 3. Actually put them on your calendar. And 4, this is the most important part. Track only whether you did them, a simple yes or no. Forget about how you felt doing it. The feelings? They'll catch up to your actions eventually.
And listen, this whole behavior first thing, it doesn't just apply to what you do, it applies to what you let in. The information you consume, the news you watch, the social media feeds you scroll, the conversations you have, it's literally shaping the thoughts that become the waves in your ocean. You have to be the gatekeeper of your own mind.
And here's a really simple rule for that. The 80-20 input rule. Just aim for at least 80% of your daily media consumption to be things that expand you. Knowledge, skills, wisdom, inspiration, rather than stuff that just shrinks you into a state of fear and reactivity.
Finally, you pull all of this together and you create a personal rule set. Just 5 to 7 simple, non-negotiable principles for how you operate. Think of them as your personal operating system. Simple things like, I tell the truth, or I do the important work first. These aren't just little aspirations. They become the laws of your new identity.
All right, Pillar 3. This is where the rubber really meets the road. You've been working on taming your inner world. You started building this new identity. Now it's time to apply it where it matters most, out in the world, especially when things get tough.
And the crucial mindset shift here is this. Fear, friction, discomfort, those things are not stop signs. They're a map. They are literally pointing you directly to the areas where you have the most room to grow. Your edges, as they're sometimes called, are your absolute greatest opportunities for transformation. So let's make this real for a second. What is it for you? That difficult conversation you keep putting off? That project that just feels way too big to start? That decision you're avoiding? That feeling of resistance? It isn't a warning to stay away. It's a compass, and it's pointing you directly toward your next step. Look, you don't have to conquer the whole mountain all at once. You just have to take the first tiny step. Break that scary edge down into something that's almost laughably small. Don't worry about having the hard conversation. Instead, your only job is to draft the first sentence. That's it. Then, schedule the call. Small, concrete actions are the ultimate antidote to fear.
And when you're interacting with other people, especially when there's conflict, you practice something called non-separation. This is a really deep one. It's a profound understanding that the other person is also just a wave in the exact same ocean. Their anger, their frustration, their defensiveness, it's a temporary state, just like yours can be. They are not the sum of their worst moment.
So how do you actually practice this? Well, in an argument, instead of starting with blame, start by stating the goal you both share. If you want a calm conversation, you have to bring calm energy. Try speaking slower, listening more. It's all about embodying the very state you want to create in the interaction, rather than just demanding it from the other person.
So, we've covered a lot of ground, from taming your inner world to building a new identity and engaging with the outer world in a totally new way. But here's the thing. None of this matters if it just stays as a cool idea in your head. It's time to make it real. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Looking back at everything we've just talked about, what is the one single, smallest action you can commit to in the next 24 hours? Are you going to schedule 10 minutes of stillness? Are you going to draft that one sentence of a hard email? Will you pick one identity-building behavior? What is it? Because that's the entire message here, isn't it? Transformation isn't some thought experiment. It's a game of action. So the ultimate takeaway is just this. Stop thinking about it and start doing it.